What's up, buddies? Today we back. We got another episode. We're gonna be telling y'all about Boerboel training. This is gonna be a great episode. If you got a new puppy or you thinking about getting a new puppy, we'll give you some great tips and tricks. So stay tuned. The main thing that you want to have is a close bond. You're gonna build this bond. You're gonna build the natural relationship. Once you're able to establish the bond, once you're able to build this natural relationship, you can train the dog to do anything. So I'm gonna teach you how to. The step number one, when your puppy first arrives, some tips and tricks that you can use in order to enhance your relationship with your dog. Now, this could also apply to other breeds of dogs. It's not limited to Boerboels, but we got a Boerboel here, and this is the dog that I'm going to use for my demonstration. The first thing that we want to train the dog to do is focus on us. So he can't learn anything if his mind is wandering and if he's not paying a complete attention. So the way that I do that is by rewarding his eye contact. When I say rewarding the eye contact, I'm not going to praise the dog. I'm not going to call his name. I'm not going to say anything to try to give him any kind of cues or anything. The only thing that I do is when I catch the dog looking at me face to face, looking me square in the eyes, that's when I tell him good boy. And we're going to go through this for about 3 to 4 weeks. You know, just no verbals. He didn't have a name until recently. And all I would do with the dog was walk away. I gave him a comfortable space between my legs right here, so no other dog can come around him when he's here. This is his safe area. This is his safe zone. And it's important for every dog to have that, you know, where they don't have to worry about fighting or flight or running away. So this is his comfort, his area that he's very comfortable. And anytime that he's between my legs, sitting there, laying down, you know, that's the time that I will put my hands on him. I'm very conscious and deliberate with my praise. So I'm not going to hug the dog and love the dog all the time. And I know that it feels good. And that's the biggest thing that you want to be mindful of. The more that you touch the dog, the more that you praise the dog, the more that you engage with the dog and get physical with him, and you try to make him feel good, and you love on him and hug on him and rub on him, you're cheapening the value of the praise. Praise is your number one tool for reward. You don't want to get into the habit of rewarding the dog with treats, because when you run out of treats or you don't have any treats or the dog isn't hungry, then you have a problem. You got a problem with the dog paying attention. In order to keep the dog completely focused and intent on you, you know, you're going to reward him with his physical touch. And the way that you keep it as a reward is by limiting the amount of touch. So you're not going to touch the dog all the time. And right now, I got my hands on my puppy right now because he's in his safe place. He's where I want him to be, right here between my legs. So this is the only time that he really gets a whole lot of interaction from me, a whole lot of hands-on interaction from me. The rest of the stuff is just verbal, non-verbal, body language. He's looking at me for cues, learning my tendencies, learning my habits, and he's studying me. That's the main thing I want him to do, is focus on me. If he's not focused on me, then he can become distracted. He can become divided from this unit. It's all about this natural, harmonious relationship. The dog is a natural follower. The human should be a natural leader. And if you watch dogs in the wild, if you watch animal species in the wild, there isn't all of this cuddling and coddling, hugging, and a whole lot of touching and rubbing, and even with the puppies. So just be very mindful of that, boar buddies and big dog lovers and dog lovers alike. Use your praise as a tool. It should go like this. And this is not something that I made up. Exercise, discipline, and affection. So because my dog has, I got my bike out there, I took him for a run earlier, just a few laps, something light, just to kind of burn off some of his excess energy. Now we satisfied the need for exercise. Now the dog is disciplined. He's relaxed. He's in his safe place right here between my feet. And so now he's showing that he's disciplined, and I can offer some praise. So this is his comfortable place. I'll reward him when he's here. I'll reward him when he gives me eye contact. And from here, we can start our recalls. I can start to familiarize him with the name, with the call. So when I call the name, he comes to here. Anytime he gets to this space, it's a happy time. It's a happy place. It's a safe place for him. And this is where I offer all of the rewards. What's up, board buddies? Okay, we back with another live. We're back with another episode. Today we're going to continue and we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to build baby up. Baby is turning up. Baby is blowing up. He is growing up. Look at him. He is on top of his thing. And we're going to talk about some more about building the bond, though. Hey, get off my dog. Get off my dog. We're going to talk more about building the bond. Right? You see I stood up for him? I'm not going to let him take no... Get back. Get off my dog. Yeah, so what's going on? This is more of the bonding experience. Come here, baby. I got to let him know that he's safe over here. Right? Remember we talked about that bond. Remember we talked... Good boy. We talked about that bond. We talked about him getting into the environment. We're talking about socialization. We're talking about getting the dog to grow up into the type of dog that is easy to learn different things. It starts with the focus. Look at the dog. If you look at the way that he gives me lots of eye contact. I told you we got a happy place right here between my legs. So you see that he knows to come here. This is his comfort zone. Look, we're going to protect this area, right? So we got a lot going on with this dog, a lot that we're trying to firmly cement into our foundation that we're going to build on. This is something that we're going to build on our relationship, right? He's got experiences with other dogs. We out here at the job, we at the rim shop, right? You can see we got tons of traffic, okay? We got tons of traffic, tons of things going on, right? The dog has got a chance. Now watch how the dog follows me, right? This is a great way for stimulation, environment, and this atmosphere. It's such a huge variant. It gives the dog nose so many different variables. Remember that this is the way that his mind is developed through his nose. So through all of these different smells, sights, sounds, all of this different stimulus, it makes the dog develop rapidly. Remember, we have already employed our neurological stimulation from the very beginning. Then we went into the critical period for socialization, the critical period for stimulation. We went through all of these different phases. The critical period for puppy development. Right? Now, we are into our bonded stage. Right? So we're going to build a strong, healthy relationship through all of this different environmental stimulus. So when we ride together, he's in the back of the truck, I'm near. You know, we're riding together, we're traveling, traveling, spending time together. That's the way that dogs socialize. What's up, board buddies? We got another tip and a trick. I'm talking to y'all today about training Boerboel puppies and management. So I got my young pup that I'm raising up, and he's growing fast. I mean, he's really getting there. He got a ton of energy, and I want to keep him effectively managed when he's at home. I don't want him running around, being destructive, a lot of energy, high anxiety, damaging and destroying stuff. I don't want him bouncing off the walls. So how do I accomplish that? Well, you're not supposed to extensively exercise a puppy, right? But I do still work my dog out to some degree. I'm gonna tell y'all how I do that. So if you want to get some tips and tricks for managing your puppy, this is the one for you right here. If you got a new dog that's coming home, this is gonna give you some great tips and tricks. This is what I do. I mean, it's not very complicated, and it's a method to my madness. You have to do this. It has to be calculated. It has to be measured, especially when you're talking about exercising a puppy. Remember, puppies don't need a whole lot of exercise. They can't take a whole lot of impact in condition and stressful activity. So this really is exercise, but it's like a form of play at the same time. And how do I do that? Well, of course, naturally, I take my bike. Love it. Always like to use the bike when I'm employing any type of dog exercise, because the dog has 4 legs and I only have 2, and it gives me an opportunity to kind of equalize the situation in terms of athleticism. No man's going to be able to keep up with a dog without a bike, or for a long period of time. So we work the dog out. When you working a puppy out, you got to be aware that you don't want him to go full speed. It's mild stress. You're not trying to get him to where he's and can't catch his breath. Okay? So what I like to do is I roll at a fast-paced trot. That's where legs are moving like this, one leg at a time, one after the other. One here leg, this leg, that leg, this leg, that leg, as opposed to the full all-out gallop where the dog is going both legs, front legs, back legs, front legs, back legs. And why do I say that? Why do I want that? Well, I want a balanced workout for one. So I don't want him to overcompensate. I don't want him to overcompensate on one side. I don't want him to do more with the back or do more with the front, right? I don't want him to favor one side. I want a balanced workout. Number 2, I don't want the dog to push off the ground with all his energy. I just want him lightly lifting his paws up. Remember, we're running on a urban, non-natural surface. The asphalt and the concrete especially, you got to be mindful of the dog's paws. So you don't want to take your dog out, he runs to death, and then he runs his pads off to the point that he's sore, where it becomes an unpleasurable or uncomfortable experience. You want to keep it fun, you want to keep it light. So the most that we do is a couple of, we may do 7 to 10 minutes straight, where this constant left, right, trotting motion, because we want a balanced workout and we don't want the dog to be pushing off the ground, off the rough surface, scraping up his pads, scraping up his paws, filing them down essentially by running on this rough surface. Baby! Well, I'm gonna take that as a sign that baby ready to do some more running. I hope that y'all picked up on some valuable information. Stay tuned, y'all. We got more episodes coming. We're gonna be dropping. Even though I'm not a dog trainer, I'm able to enhance my relationship with my dog because I have that relationship with the dog. We have established a bond. We have experienced the world together. We're going all of these different places. We're spending time together. It's just, he's very comfortable with my scent. Baby, come here. So now, because we training and I got something specific that I want him to do, come here, boy. Here, come here. Come here. You want this? Come on. I got what you want right here. Come on. Come on. Over. Now. No. Over. Good boy. Yes. Yes. And it ain't even so much the taste of this. What we using as a motivation and a stimulation. It's the smell. Okay? It's the smell. So what we're gonna do is just repetitions. We're gonna use this eventually. The goal is to train baby to jump up on top of this. All right? So this is gonna be like my dog that does all of the different things. And we're gonna go from here to there. Okay? And we're gonna use stuff like this, lures, treats, my boys, tricks. Baby, let's go. Over. Good boy. Yes. Right? And then he just gets in the habit. It's a series of events. So we line it up. He gets on the other side. We look at it. He's already trying to get back over there. He gets on this side, on here. He gets in position. Let's see if we can get him to go from this way. right? We go through this routine. He jumps over, he gets his reward, he lines up, I issue the command, he completes the demand, he does the complies with the action, therefore he gets his reward and his praise, okay? I'm using this stench, the smell from the clam chowder, very interesting smell to the dog. Let him get a little lick. We don't want him to get too much because it's not a meal. Or really you want to use the smell as a motivator. So remember, I'm the one with all the interesting smells. He's never smelled anything like this before. He never smelled nothing like this before. Hey, yeah, this is where you're going to get it at right here. Over. No. Okay, you're going to do it from this way. Over. Good boy. Yes. Come on. You're going to come from this way now. Over. Baby. Over. Good boy. Okay. Yup. Come on. Over. No reward. I didn't like that. I wanted to jump over there, so we're not gonna reward the lack of effort. Okay? We ain't gonna reward the lack of effort. You're not gonna get none. Come on, baby. I want him to jump. Come on, baby. Over. That's something to jump. Oh, good boy. That was a nice one, and it was from the opposite side. So we're gonna really give him. So he's trying to show out for us that time. So we're gonna do it again. We're just gonna keep on giving them some repetitions over and over again. Nope. I want you to go from the way that I want you to go. Oh, you're gonna come from this way. Okay. Over. Good boy. Good boy. Might even put some up here. Here. Get him interested just to have things. And this is really something that is, and I want y'all to understand this too. It's real deal. With a dog like this, a male dog, you got to be very wary and careful when you're teaching them to jump over things, right? You want to teach, you got to be very wary and very careful because a male dog like that can and will jump over things and jump over and be out. So be mindful and be wary. All right, board buddies, that's it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed that. We're going to be back with some more tips, tricks, the way that we apply these practices and principles, the exotic way.